Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, this is Adam from DreamBody Studios, and today's podcast is going to be a special one. So, we didn't have any podcast last week due to some difficulties with some stuff, but we are back again today with our podcast. So, today's discussion is going to be one of that most greatest discussion of all. No, I'm just joking. So basically, today's discussion, I am going to give you my experience in my journey, I should say, in health and fitness. Right? So where should I start? I was born, no, not that far back. So basically, guys, I'm going to give you a breakdown on my start, why I start fitness, why I got into fitness, and the motivations behind it and all these different things. So I remember one day I decided I was maybe in my say early 20s, right? Early 20s, maybe 22, about 22, 23, around there. And I decided to join a gym. I said I want to go join a gym. I want to get a six-pack. I want to get some muscles. And I was just ready to go. Because I watched a couple YouTube clips with some bodybuilders and these different stuff. You feel motivated and you're ready to go. So, my first experience going into a gym was one of that growth, how should I say, most disappointing experience. Why I say that is because I got into the gym. Now, never went to a gym before, didn't know anything, how to work out, what to do. So, when I got to the gym, I paid for the gym membership for the month, and they said if I need help, I could ask the instructor. So I asked the instructor, and she gave me one thing to do, and then she just left me right there. So I was just like wondering, what can I do? What can I do? How? Well, I nearly died, but I kind of exaggerated, but she left me doing bench press, incline bench press, never did it before, and the bar itself was 45 pounds, and at that time, I pushed it up, 1, 2, and then the third time I couldn't push it up, it stuck on my chest. It was like, I said, but I thought I was strong, but then I realized I wasn't as strong as I thought I was. So, then, she came, she helped, take the bar off, whatnot. Then she said, do this. But then she left. Go and attended to different people and stuff like that. And then I was just there waiting. And then I went and asked her, okay, so what can I do next? And the response was more or less like I was just still with her. And she's like, well, here what? You can do this. Come, let me show you. Do this machine here, you do it like this. And then she left. So I just did some. So it wasn't a great, that was it wasn't a great experience. And I would say that getting into fitness is something of choice. You have to be willing to make that choice. So I felt like I didn't want to go back to the gym after that first time. I was kind of demoralized because I paid money and I don't know what to do, but I'm not really getting help. And then remember, I now get into this. I didn't know anything of the run-ins and all these different stuff, right? I didn't know that if you want a trainer, you have to pay extra for a personal trainer to be there with you and show you stuff. I didn't know these things. I was now getting into it. First time into a gym, first time seeing these equipment, deciding that, okay, I want to work out and stuff like that. Then I decided to do something I should have done first. I decided to explore the option of learning myself. So I then went online and search, not social media, right? Google, and search until I find a couple personal training courses that I can do online at my time, at my convenience. So I paid and I did them and got some knowledge that needed, right? Now, I did this the same day of the first day of the gym. So while learning, I went back to the gym, but this time I was practicing what I was learning, right? And then eventually I finished the course. Then I did the other one. Then I did the next one. Then I did one for in-depth strength training, one for cardiovascular. Then I also did one on mobility, and so on, so on, so on. I did a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And in doing all these different types, I then was able to mold a program for myself, right? And that was just the beginning. Then the training is there, is getting done, just that. But then I realized, like, I'm not seeing the results that I want to see. So then I went into nutrition part of it. So did some courses on nutrition, on the way you should eat, the way you should meal prep, different things according to your body type, according to your goals, all these different things as well. And then I got that knowledge. It took me a while, though, I must say, to do that nutritional course, because you have the knowledge of the fitness part of it. So you're pumping, you're training, you're feeling good. Guys, when they do their arms, they see a little muscle on their bicep, they feel like, yeah, that is it, right? But then they didn't realize, okay, my belly not going on, something a little off. But anyhow, so we're talking about maybe around 25 or so. So my physique was most of kind of bulky looking, not defined or anything like that in the beginning. And then when I get into the nutrition part and I combine the two together, it's when it's all changed. Then I start to look like a person that exercises. So I had sort of have some definition here, some cuts here, and I start to look the part, right? Prior to looking the part, at that time, then I was working in a gym myself, and then I started to understand some more aspects of it, right? So the aspects I started to understand is that how the gym works is, if you go to the gym, you pay a membership, you get assistance. Assistance meaning someone will be there to show you how to operate the machines, and maybe just tell you, well, give me 4 sets of 12, or 5 sets of this, right? And it's not that that's what the trainer wants to do. They want you to pay for the personal training, but that's what the gym tells them to do. So they have to do that, normal assistance, and then the person will pay for personal training. And then they'll get that extra, And within that process time, I then got dengue, right? And when I got dengue, I didn't know it was dengue actually. And I wasn't well a lot, I couldn't train as much and had some setbacks there. And then, but what I would say as well before I move on is that my fiance, which is my wife now, she was there for me, fully 100%, backing me right down to the bone. And when I recovered from the dengue, I was ready to roll, I was ready to pump. But then life have a way of kicking you down sometimes. And what happened was I got sciatica. I went walking in Port of Spain and slipped. Didn't want to fall on the ground because the ground wasn't smelling too nice, so I didn't want to fall on the ground. So I tried to do, and ended up in a sudden split, and then I got sciatica. Struggled with sciatica for some time, got immense because I couldn't train as efficient as I wanted to. So yes, I still trained regardless because I need to do some form of keep fit, because I can't be training clients and they're not, right? But before sciatica, within the phase, I kind of speeding a bit, so before sciatica, within the phase of the dengue, before the sciatica came, just after I recovered from the dengue, is when me and my wife decided to open our own personal training studio called DreamBody Studios, right? So with that, then after, because around that time it would have been the lockdowns and stuff like that, around the world and things like that now. And within that period of time is when I slipped and I got the sciatica. And then, as I was saying, I still trained, but what happened was I actually couldn't train to my max, meaning I couldn't do things like squats. I couldn't do any leg movement or any bending of the back movement would affect me in such a negative way. Standing up was pain, sitting down was pain, lying down was pain. So it was a lot of pain overall. And when I slowly start to overcome that pain, right? Because it's just limited to what you can do for sciatica, more or less. It's very limited, right? But you have to do it. But I had choose to do it, plus still work out as much as I can and work around as much as I can as well. So when I finally get over this sciatica, I wouldn't say fully over, I would say over, because if I stand or I put too much pressure or I do a particular exercise to the hamstring and it's over targeting it, I still feel a little nagging pain comes on. Nothing much, still feel a little thing, but it isn't as bad as it used to be. So like all now is good. But if I overdo on something like for hamstrings, or if I overdo with running, or if I overdo with, how to put it, standing on my feet all day, if it's too much, I would know, because I'll feel a little shock to the back of the leg itself. But getting over sciatica was a challenge as well, right? So we're talking about me being with no muscle, a belly, no gains of fitness, not really getting the assistance and help that I needed at that time, getting into fitness, learning about fitness, getting certified and all this different stuff. And then from that to becoming somewhat fit, because I say somewhat fit because I was bulky, right? And then from that to becoming fit, right? Very fit. And then from the very fit, getting dengue, losing it again. When I say losing it again, meaning losing the body a bit, getting back fit, and then sciatica came, and then becoming unfit again. So we're talking about from fat, no knowledge, then some knowledge, getting fit, then getting dengue, getting fat again, then getting fit again, then getting sciatica and getting fat again, and then getting fit again as I am now, right? So it was a lot of fit, it was a lot of fat to fit to fit to fat to fit to fat. So along that journey there, I could have given up any time. I could have just thrown in the towel and said, well, I guess that's it. This is just not really for me. Life goes on, and move on from that. But I did not. And I think that in life itself is hard, and things in life would make you feel as if you want to give up, you want to quit. But I'm here to tell you guys, don't quit, don't give up. Keep persevering, and you will achieve anything you would like to achieve. Right? So, yes. So as I was saying, after I overcome this sciatica and I got back fit and stuff like that, is when we realized that, you have to watch where you're eating and stuff like that, because sometimes you may, even if you're eating healthy too, because some healthy stuff may not agree with you as well, right? And as you know, we touch a lot about nutrition along the line. And what I would like to say is, sometimes you may feel as if you're going to the gym, you're not getting the results. But my question is to you guys, are you putting in the effort that you consciously know you can't put in? Right? Not only with the training, I would say more for the eating as well, because if you have a personal trainer and they are pushing you, you get results once you're eating right. You can never out-train a bad diet. Always remember that, guys. Never out-train a bad diet. And what I would say is, one of the most efficient things that you can do is invest in yourself. Invest in yourself with your nutrition, invest in yourself with a proper personal trainer, And that's why we decided to open DreamBody Studios back in 2019, because when you come to us, there's no gym fee, we are personal training, so you just pay one fee and you get your personal training done. That's it. There is no pay gym and then pay a trainer. No, there's nothing like that. You pay one fee, you get your personal trainer, we get you the training you need, we train you for the body goals that you want to achieve, and we push you. We push you to your limit and what you can handle and what you can do accordingly to your abilities and different stuff like that, right? One of these podcasts, when I have Melissa with me, we will do a little history on DreamBody Studios and the ups and the downs and different things, right? But as I say, guys, so this is literally my experience with fitness, my personal ups, downs, and that journey like that, right? Because I just decided to share this with you all because I know sometimes you all may feel demotivated, you may feel slightly depressed, you may feel a bit down, you're not seeing what you want to see. And always remember, as Melissa always says, don't ever judge your physique or your ability to someone else, because you don't know what that person goes through to get that physique they have, whether it be good, bad, right? You don't know. Oh, and also how long they took to get it. Most important, right? I know we are humans and we live in a way that we like quick things. We like things to happen quick, right? Things happen fast. We like to see results quick and fast and all these things. But you have to remember, guys, the body that you have now didn't happen overnight. It took some time to get there, right? So it's going to take some time to get you looking or feeling the way you want to feel, which is healthy, or looking the way you want to look. So you have to remember it's going to take some time. And I'm going to say it's going to take the same amount of time that you took to get unhealthy or looking the way you're looking. But what I'm saying is that it's going to take some time. Patience in fitness is key and most important. Anything that shows you quick fixes, my advice is do not do it. Don't go to it, because there are going to be repercussions. Maybe not right away, but in the longer run. Right? So, with all that being said, guys, I just want to say thank you again for tuning in to our Dream Talk. And this is, well, let's just say was my experience and my personal experience with health, fitness, and the ups and downs that I had to go through within fitness itself. So, thank you all so much again for viewing. And I just want to say, as I always say, don't ever give up. Keep pushing through, and you will be great. You will achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So don't quit. And always remember, guys, to always be strong. Until the next one, guys, I will see you all next week. And Adam is out.